Hey, everybody, this poem is kind of a rambling type poem. It's kind of about my views about society, but in a really spontaneous form. So, I mean, like I said, it just kind of rambles and everything. But this was written July the 2nd, 2009. And it's called The Modern Slaughterhouse. Summer haze hanging heavy in the night air from the gutters of the houses, up and down the streets, these city streets, these self-forgotten, run-down, downtrodden streets of a crushed dream. The streets that remain so bleak within their own falsified existence, an existence self-made to cover up man's own rotting away from the very malice he employed to get to his own successful hell. And it all fills my body with such a stress, such a weight, such a bother boils up from my guts and makes me physically ill, leaving a taste in my mouth like rust on an antique axe blade. Which leads me back to myself and this pen in hand, soul searching, soul hurting, soul traveling 2,000 miles away to entwine with the tune of a girl singing through silk-tongued muse. The same muse that keeps me going, the same muse that is her, that is me, that is a paper cup on the side of the road, that is a man selling hot dogs on the corner, and it's also the bark of a tree. And I ponder deeply where the still talons of our souls found agreement to settle upon ravishing one another, each other, and seemingly no other, with our inhibitions lost as spirits. Yet the pondering proves fruitless, and I return to the glass-eyed gaze from my window, across the soldier streetlights that line the sidewalks like weary British guards at the palace who are never relieved. In a continuum of the plastic realities, click and groan within me like the gears inside a clock, but this clock being like one that brings upon stale variances in each condescending tick of the second hand. But still all is the same, only the variations slightly alter. Always a cold climate of internal fault and guilt by which everyone is identical, whether it be priest, poet, or hardened criminal. For the robbing continues in the alleys near the riverbank, and the businessman with pressed slacks comes home late to his wife after another tryst with his lover, and many other rooms remain dim, the only light permeating them be that of the television vomiting the images of pornography. Fleeting feelings born of flesh writhing, sweaty, and high on the floor. All of the above said and more continuing until the break of day, when the whole of the lost congregation, the hypocritic congregation, pass by each other brushing starch-shirted shoulders on the hazed sidewalks, passing by the streetlight soldiers whose fluorescent lights are dim, so dim, yet far, far from sleep, just laughing through the hum of the electrical lines that link their brotherhood together. And our facade dances the dance of bullshitting beneath the foreshadowing skies that, though bright with morning sun, are still as dark as sackcloth bred to midnight. Our hypnosis carried deeper by our own morning paper headlines full of shit, yet co-created by our passive willingness to eat from the mechanical pasture that ultimately has fattened us for the modern slaughterhouse.